In the early 2000s, reality television introduced us to a fearless bounty hunter from Hawaii named Duane "Dog" Chapman. By his side was his teenage daughter Lyssa, known to millions simply as Baby Lyssa. Cameras followed their every move, the high-speed chases, the tense confrontations, and Lyssa's undeniable spark. But behind the bounty hunting action and the bright lights was a very different story, a life marked by hardship, turmoil, and remarkable resilience. Today, we pull back the curtain on Baby Lyssa's journey, her tumultuous childhood, her battles with addiction, her transformations, and the surprising twists that may lead her back into the family business. Lyssa Rae Chapman was born in 1987 to Duane "Dog" Chapman and his third wife, Lyssa Rae Brittain. From the outside, it might have seemed like she was destined for a lively childhood, surrounded by the hustle and bustle of a large family. Yet, her early years were marked by upheaval. Her father, Dog, was already well on his way to becoming a known bounty hunter, and her mother battled her own struggles, including alcohol use. When Lyssa was just a child, her parents split. She spent her formative years traveling between Dog's home in Hawaii, where he lived with his then-partner Beth Chapman, and her mother's place in Alaska. This arrangement introduced Lyssa to a turbulent lifestyle. Each household had its own challenges. Each seemed to be a battleground for personal demons. Eventually, after a series of painful incidents, Lyssa claimed she had been assaulted by a friend of her father's. This horrifying experience caused a rift between her and Dog, especially when she initially named Dog as an abuser. Confusion, strained relationships, and a sense of perpetual instability became the soundtrack of her childhood. Before she was even old enough to drive, Lyssa had seen more conflict than many people experience in a lifetime. At 11 years old, Lyssa left Hawaii to live with her mother in Alaska. This move seemed at first like it would be a breath of fresh air, an escape from the chaos she had experienced under Dog's roof. Yet, her time in Alaska brought its own set of challenges. Though her mother drank, as Lyssa has stated in interviews, it was still less volatile than the situation she had been in before. She attended school regularly, made friends, and attempted to settle into something resembling a normal life. However, the tension between Lyssa's mother and her father continued to hover in the background. According to Lyssa, her mother was willing to believe the worst about Dog, which only deepened the animosity. The consequences of the allegations against Dog haunted the family for years. It turned out that the actual perpetrator of the abuse was one of Dog's associates, not Dog himself, but the damage was already done. For a time, Lyssa's bond with her father seemed irreparable. Despite her attempts to blend into a quieter Alaskan lifestyle, a series of personal crises lay just around the corner, testing Lyssa's resilience in ways she could never have expected. Everything changed for Lyssa Chapman when she found out she was pregnant at the age of 14. On one hand, she was still very much a child, riding bikes with friends, dreaming of what to wear to the next school dance. On the other, she was suddenly preparing for a life-altering responsibility. She gave birth to her daughter, Abby, the day after her 15th birthday. It's hard for many of us to imagine navigating the complexities of new motherhood at an age when most teens are worried about passing algebra class. As if that wasn't challenging enough, the father of Abby was in his 20s, which legally amounted to statutory rape. He later pled guilty, a situation that piled even more stress on Lyssa. She was thrust into the real world, having to find ways to support her baby. By her own account, she once lived in a trailer and took odd jobs, such as babysitting, to cobble together just enough money to pay rent each month. During this period, she had minimal family support. Her mother, embroiled in her own life issues, wasn't providing the type of stability Lyssa needed. Meanwhile, her father was seemingly out of the picture, the relationship still fractured by past accusations. For a teenager, it felt like the end of the road. However, fate took an unexpected turn when Lyssa considered reconnecting with Dog, moving from Alaska back to Hawaii, and, ironically, stepping into the national spotlight. When Lyssa finally decided to return to Hawaii, she walked into a reality show that was already up and running. Dog the Bounty Hunter had wrapped up its first season, and the second season's producers were eager to spotlight a fresh face. Lyssa's return, in an episode fittingly titled "Baby's Back in Town," was carefully orchestrated for maximum drama. Viewers met this wide-eyed, teenage single mom who was stepping off the plane from Alaska, ready to give life with her dad another shot. Audiences were immediately intrigued. Lyssa was young, determined, and had a personal story that resonated with many who watched. She brought a softer yet feisty dynamic to the bounty hunting team, balancing out Dog's larger-than-life personality and Beth's forthright toughness. Behind the scenes, though, it was an emotional roller coaster. Lyssa had to reacclimate to a family she once felt alienated from. She had to juggle caring for her daughter while learning the ins and outs of tracking down fugitives. All this played out under the glaring eye of reality TV cameras, a pressure cooker environment few could handle. But Baby Lyssa rose to the challenge, becoming one of the show's standout personalities. The Chapman family's success on television didn't come without controversy. In 2007, a recording of Dog using a racial slur leaked to the press, sparking widespread outrage. The show was temporarily suspended, and Dog issued public apologies. Despite the blow to their reputation, Dog the Bounty Hunter eventually resumed filming and continued until 2012. During these turbulent times, Lyssa found herself caught in the middle. On one side, she was building a platform as a well-known reality star and budding entrepreneur. On the other, she was dealing with the complicated personal baggage of reconciling with a father who had not only been accused of serious wrongdoing in her childhood, albeit a misunderstanding, but was now embroiled in new controversies. Family disagreements, internal power struggles, and the glare of media scrutiny put additional strain on everyone involved. Yet, through it all, Lyssa maintained her standing with fans as a compassionate yet headstrong presence. She'd become a mother again, welcoming her second daughter, Madeline Grace, into the Chapman clan, and continued to navigate the often choppy waters of family life, both on and off camera. After Dog the Bounty Hunter ended, Lyssa faced a new question: what's next? In 2013, she offered some answers in the form of a memoir, Walking on Eggshells, discovering strength and courage amid chaos. Within its pages, she chronicled her life in raw detail, a tumultuous childhood, teen motherhood, and the very real emotional roller coaster of being a public figure while still navigating personal trauma. The memoir gained attention from fans who appreciated Lyssa's candor. In interviews, she explained that people often told her, "I can't believe you're still standing after everything you've been through." That sentiment of her personal resilience became the backbone of her motivation to share her story. The book also illuminated the behind-the-scenes aspects of reality TV, pointing out that what viewers saw on screen was only a fraction of the challenges Lyssa faced behind closed doors. Simultaneously, she started considering a new reality series concept focusing on teen moms. She wanted to guide them, help them find jobs, and offer emotional support, something she says she would have greatly benefited from in her own teen years. Unfortunately, the project stalled due to various production and timing issues. Still, Lyssa wasn't completely done with television. She made cameo appearances on Hawaii 5-0 and joined her family again for Dog and Beth, On the Hunt. Said over time, though, she opted to step further away from the public eye. One of the most significant hurdles in Lyssa's life has been addiction and substance abuse, an issue woven into her upbringing. Growing up, she watched her parents struggle with their own addictions. In 2011, she was arrested for disturbing the peace. Lyssa later explained she'd been drugged at a bar and ended up wandering the streets in the early morning hours. Though it was a frightening wake-up call, she didn't immediately embrace a sober lifestyle. It wasn't until a personal crisis in 2021 that everything changed. Lyssa has shared that when her dog fell ill, she was too buzzed to drive it to the vet. The realization hit like a tidal wave. What if this had been my child instead of my dog? That was her turning point. By December of 2022, she publicly celebrated 18 months of sobriety, acknowledging it was one of the hardest but most fulfilling journeys she'd ever embarked on. The result? A healthier mindset, a stronger sense of self, and a renewed desire to help others facing similar challenges. Lyssa now speaks openly about the importance of avoiding the pitfalls of addiction, a topic she understands all too well. Despite her difficult first marriage to Beau Galanti, which lasted only a year, Lyssa never closed herself off to the prospect of love. She met Leanna Evanson in 2016, and the pair forged a strong bond built on mutual support and understanding. In 2022, they exchanged vows in an intimate beach ceremony against the picturesque Ko'ola mountain range in Hawaii. It was a day filled with promise and new beginnings, though Dog did not attend in person. Instead, he listened to the ceremony via phone. Lyssa has been upfront about her father's past problematic statements regarding the LGBTQ+ community, but insists that he respects her relationship. Their connection, while still sometimes strained by differing personal and political views, remains intact. She maintains that Dog has shown her support in the ways he can. The marriage itself marked a turning point for Lyssa, symbolizing a life where she's finally able to prioritize her own happiness and emotional well-being. It's a significant contrast to the teen mom struggling alone in Alaska years ago. Now, she has a partner by her side and a vision of the future that feels optimistic, even if it doesn't always align perfectly with the rest of her family. In late 2019, Lyssa channeled her entrepreneurial spirit into launching an activewear line called Baby by Lyssa Chapman. The brand was a direct extension of her passion for fitness and self-improvement. As anyone who follows her on social media knows, Lyssa enjoys hiking, working out at home, and staying physically active. Yet, starting a new business proved difficult when the global pandemic hit shortly after. Supply chain disruptions, production setbacks, and shifting consumer priorities forced her to press pause. By late 2024, the online storefront remained inactive, and the brand's social media pages were dormant. It's unclear whether she plans to relaunch or focus on entirely new projects. Still, the experience underscores Lyssa's willingness to keep challenging herself creatively and professionally. She's never been one to shy away from trying something new, even if success doesn't come as quickly or easily as she'd hoped. Recently, Lyssa set the internet abuzz by announcing she was reactivating her bail license, hinting that she might return to bounty hunting. In a throwback photo posted in 2024, she teased, "Guess who's getting back into the family business?" Fans immediately speculated whether she'd reunite with Dog, now in his 70s, to apprehend fugitives across Hawaii or beyond. The details remain unclear, but the possibility alone has reignited the curiosity of those who followed her journey from the start. Despite the ups and downs, the public feuds, and a laundry list of family controversies, Lyssa appears stronger than ever. She's a mother of two, a wife, a writer, a recovering addict, and a woman who wears each of those titles with remarkable honesty. Ultimately, what happens next for Baby Lyssa may not be defined by her role on television or even by her father's larger-than-life legacy. Instead, it may hinge on her continued quest for personal growth, a journey that has already proven transformative. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into Lyssa, Baby Lyssa Chapman's life. What's your take on her evolution? From troubled teen to determined mother, from reality TV star to sober entrepreneur. Let us know in the comments if you think she should return to bounty hunting, pursue a new show, or simply continue living life on her own terms. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth stories about your favorite reality stars. Until next time.